What's up, guys? How are you? Tough one tonight. Tough one. Fight of the night is the main event. Hermanson Vettori. And then Jordan Levitt, one of the nastiest slams I've ever seen. And then we went with Gabriel Benitez with that knee to the body. Sure, some of you agree, disagree. What?
I got to say Topuria, man. I felt like that guy deserved $50,000 as well.
Yeah. So we, what I'm doing is obviously those guys win $50,000. Congratulations. But I'm going to take care of him, and I'm going to take care of Hill too. So those guys are going to get pretty decent checks.
Very nice. Well, listen. Obviously, the main event was the fight of the night. Clearly, I mean. Just give us your instant reaction to that one. I mean, I think a lot of people weren't sure what to expect, short notice, and all the changes, and those guys went out there and just slugged it out.
Yeah, no, I love this fight. I love this fight coming in. If you look at, obviously, Hermanson, the number 4 ranked guy in the world, tough, well-rounded, and was ready for this fight. And then Vittori has fought Israel Adesanya, probably the best out of everybody. And I expected this to be a good fight, and it lived up to exactly what I expected.
As you move forward with Vittori, he was kind of low down the rankings, right? He had been waiting for a big moment like this. I don't know how far he'll jump up, but do you now see him as a guy that's like big fight next?
I think he breaks into the top 5 with this one, yeah. I think he breaks into the top 5. First Italian to ever do it. You know, it's a big deal. It was an important fight in that division, and I'm excited for him. I think that kid's ready for anything.
The flip side of that, Jack Hermanson, right? I mean, this guy goes through 3 different opponents. Mm-hmm. Man, and I know you like guys that'll get in there and fight, right? Do you, I don't want to say give a guy a pass, but when somebody takes a shot like that and makes these changes for you, when you're thinking of them moving forward, you think, well, let's give them a break in what we do with them?
Well, it's a two-way street right now. I mean, this is the world we live in. You know what I mean? I was in the gym this morning. The Gonzaga game, number 1 versus number 2, got canceled today in college basketball. The big game that was supposed to happen on Thanksgiving got pushed back and ended up airing on a Tuesday at 2:00 in the afternoon. The Ravens and Pittsburgh, who's undefeated. I mean, the list goes on of all the things that are happening like this right now because of COVID. It's just, we all got to, pun intended, roll with the punches here.
What do you see right now in the middleweight division? I mean, I know you're just trying to get through these next 2 events, but we know that Adesanya is going to move up to 205, right? So are you starting to think, do we need to do an interim title? Do we need to do something to keep the division moving while he's chasing 205?
Yeah, no. I don't think he's chasing 205. He wants to take this fight. We'll see how that fight plays out for him, and then we'll go from there.
One kind of scary moment tonight with Matt Wyman. You mentioned the Levitt slam. It seemed like he was up and okay, but do you have any report back?
Yeah, he's okay. Yeah, they checked him out. He's okay. Not only was that one of the nastiest slams I've ever seen, it was a very weird sound in there tonight when he hit. It was weird. I'm glad he's okay, though. Yeah. That was nasty. We
had kind of not to just set you up to tee off on the judges or anything, we had kind of a weird split decision where I think everybody thought, weird. What is this? And it's the same guy that had Paul Felder winning over RDA a couple weeks back. So I guess what was your take on that? And do you ever have conversations with the commission about, like, individual names?
Yeah, I don't know how that guy could score that fight that way. I mean, I had a 51-year-old school teacher from Massachusetts that I grew up with, who was watching the fight tonight. A woman, 51-year-old woman that I went to school with in kindergarten, text me tonight and go, I don't know shit about these things, but who judged that fight? I swear to God, that's the truth. That's how scary that is. And it's not good. It's something that the commission needs to stay on top of, and they need to single out and call out people that continually make bad calls, because they're going to fuck somebody's life up. They really are.
Today was a great card. It was very entertaining. But, of course, we did have those late scratches. I'm just curious. I mean, obviously this is the world we're living in, right? But what's happening that these guys are testing positive on fight day? Like, how does it? You know, they're testing negative. What is going on? I'm just trying to understand what's happening.
Yeah, who knows, man? I have no idea. You know, it's the COVID thing is more rampant now than another friend that I talked to today who lives on an island out in Alaska somewhere where they have a population of less than 4,000 people. Over 40 people have COVID there now, and it's like a big, huge deal. You know, this stuff is definitely spreading. It's you know, when we were first going through this stuff, I didn't know anybody that had it, and then, you know, one employee came up with it and then got through it quick. But personally, somebody that I was friends with hadn't had it. You know, it's like everybody's got it. You know what I mean?
When people test positive on fight day, I mean, do you look at that as, well, see, the system is working, or do you see it as like, well, how is this happening on our fight weeks?
Yeah. How's this happening on fight week? Yeah, people show up with it, or I think what happened this time was somebody had contact with somebody else and then was training their fighter and gave it to them. You know, I don't know exactly what the deal was, but yeah, I don't know.
Fair enough. Last thing for me, surprise news yesterday with the release of Yoel Romero. Can you explain to us what happened there? Why Yoel's no longer with the UFC?
Well, it's not just Yoel. I mean, we're going to go through some serious cuts here at the end of the year. Probably going to have 60 cuts coming up before the first of the year. And Yoel is lost 4 of his last 5. He's 44 years old. You know, our roster is very inflated right now. So we're going to have some big cuts coming before the end of the year. You're going to see a lot of names going here in the next several weeks.
So with Yoel, just it's that simple. I mean, I think people were saying, was there some weird negotiations happening, or was there something with USADA or anything like that?
Nothing like that. No, we're just literally starting to go through the list, and you know, he's 44. He's lost 4 of his last 5, and you know, these are the tough decisions you got to make.
So Dana, I know you don't like to make fights on Fight Night and stuff, but in his post-fight interview, Vittori said he wanted to fight Paulo Costa next. I wonder what you think of that fight.
I love that fight.
Can we see it?
Love it. I don't know. Okay. You know, like I said, we'll see. But yeah, I love that fight too.
A bit of a random question. I saw a couple of weeks ago you shared a clip on social media of an African young man training boxing. Can you foresee a future in this sport where you guys maybe set up PIs in places like that, but then give maybe scholarships to younger people to sort of eventually fund your own talent pool?
I love all that stuff. I'm telling you, we started to go in Mexico, and that whole thing fell apart, and thank God that it did fall apart when it did with the guy who owned the real estate. And because then COVID hit right after, so I want to put this thing obviously behind me. But I want to do Mexico, couple in Mexico, Puerto Rico, Africa, and there's a couple other places we're looking at right now. But yeah, I'm gonna pop these things up.
And you could see yourself maybe, I don't know, giving them money or something, but giving scholarships to young kids so they can have a bit of help training and still go to school with stuff.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of different things we could do. Yeah, I love it.
Cool.
That's my plan.
Nice. And just an update on the UFC hotel. You guys are you still planning to build that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's still happening. Yeah.
Cool. With that, I don't know if you've got this far ahead in planning, but would fighters just be allowed to come and stay there for free and train at the PI?
Yeah, that's what it would be. It would be to bring our fighters in, you know, to stay and whether it's training or fight week or whatever it might be. And I don't know how financially it's all going to work, but
I was going to say, because otherwise they'll just move in.
We're figuring that out.
Cool. Thanks, Dana.
Hey, Dana.
Hey.
How you doing, mate?
What's up, buddy? How are
Killer
you?
card once again, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
A little bit of a thought-provoking question to start with. I'm a big fan of your mindset, and now we have the ability to play with some hindsight. I am curious to know, if you could go back to the start of 2020 and give yourself some advice, what do you think that would be?
Well, like I said, some of the things fell our way and kind of worked out for us. Some deals that we had going on, and like I said, the PI, thank God that the land fell through on that deal. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything that I would do differently at the beginning of 2020, knowing what I know now. We got through it pretty well. We did a good job. I mean, I would have reinforced myself. Don't be afraid to fight through this thing and go, and do not listen to the media. Whatever you do, do not listen to the media.
Awesome. There's so many amazing athletes coming out of the UFC at the moment and showing why they deserve to be here. I'm curious, what do you think is the most competitive division at the moment?
The most competitive. Listen, 55 is always nasty and tough. Our featherweight division is looking good. Bantamweight division is looking awesome. That thing's all revamped and you gotta love the middleweight division. I don't know if I can't answer your question which one I think is the toughest, but not too long ago, it was a few weeks ago, we were all lined up that if everything went right, like the champ was fighting the number one contenders, and you had all these guys in the top 5 fighting each other, and for all the negative things and bad stuff that's happened this year has played out pretty well for us.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks.
Dana, this way. Daniel Cormier, even John Jones when he was in Albuquerque, everyone has spoken about these leg kicks from Gabriel Benitez. What do you think about his performance tonight? I mean, Benitez, he had the knee, but his left leg was like amazing. Like he was doing so much damage.
Yeah, no, he looked incredible tonight. And the thing was too, in the decision making to give him the bonus, the guy who he fought was very, very good, very real guy, and a very tough test, and he looked incredible.
His second fight in lightweight, you see him developing better than what he did in the featherweight.
What's that?
It's his second fight in
Yeah.
lightweight. Do you see him developing better than what he did in featherweight?
Yeah, I mean, what he landed tonight, when you stop a guy with a knee to the body, the way that he did, it's impressive.
And now that we know the suspension for Jair Rodriguez, he's available to fight in March. Are you gonna have Sabit wait for him, or is there a chance that the Russian get another fight?
I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do about that.
Right. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Good, guys? Have a good night. Thanks.